In New Caledonia, sea turtles are protected 6 months of the year, outside of the egg-laying season. During this period, only the Melanesians are allowed to catch them, and then only 5 for their traditional celebrations. Today, the motorboat has replaced the pirogue. Dion wanted to witness this controlled hunt, which doesn't have the same serious consequences on the turtle's population as does poaching or illegal egg gathering. Melanesian fishing is spectacular. The turtle doesn't have a chance of surviving. It's accustomed to never take turtles with square heads. They don't taste as good. When the fishermen have caught the turtles they need for their feast, they return to their village. It's a painful sight, as the turtles are in agony during the return trip. Despite this gruesome image, this kind of fishing shouldn't be condemned. It is only practiced periodically to uphold this culture's traditions. What should be forbidden is commercial fishing and exploitation of these creatures for luxury items. It's done secretly and is difficult to control. But the next generation of turtles arises. 2 months after they were laid, baby turtles begin emerging from the sand. They must avoid hungry predators, such as crabs. Through the sacrifice of a few, over 60% of the babies make it to the ocean, and the perils and freedom that lie ahead.
Bertrand Loyer and his friends made a crazy bet: relive a legend. Their goal? Rebuild the mythical Kahlemu raft and sail her across these enchanted waters.
You have to have lived in the Pacific Islands to have heard the legend of the Kahlemu raft. It all began with a young Kahlemu warrior who was in love with the daughter of a neighboring tribe's chief. His attempts to encounter the daughter were met with hostile resistance. So the young warrior decided to build a great raft, which he would stock with enough provisions for himself and his loved one, and sail off to an unknown destination. The old people say the raft sunk a few days after its departure, near the island of Uvea. The young couple was miraculously spared and finally able to live together in peace. Bertrand Loyer heard this charming legend one night as he sat around a fire, listening to the old ones tell their tales. For Bertrand, a young adventurer fascinated by the Melanesian people, this tale seemed to call out to him. he asked Willie and Noel, two inhabitants of Lifu in the Loyalty Islands, to help him reconstruct the legend. His goal was to rebuild the raft according to the old traditions and set out to sea. Destination, the island of Uvea.